Hello and welcome to God's Minute. I'm Pastor Jonathan Conrad. I'm the senior pastor at St. Paul's Lutheran Church in Wilmington, North Carolina, where all means all. And this week, we have been continuing using the wonderful devotional Christ in Our Home. And I have used the readings from July 12th through July 16th. And today's passage has me thinking about the rock star Lenny Kravitz. So let's get to it. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord my whole life long. Lenny Kravitz is an American singer, songwriter, musician, record producer, and actor. His style contains elements of rock, blues, R&B, funk, and pop. Kravitz won the Grammy Award for Best Male Rock Vocal Performance 4 years in a row, breaking the record for most wins in that category and setting the record for most consecutive wins in one category by a male. Now, one of his most popular songs is Are You Gonna Go My Way? And that song makes me think of our passage today. Back in the spring of 1993, my friends and I were heading to Florida for our spring break. 3 cars, 12 dudes. Now, during our trip, my friend Scott, the leader of our caravan, decided to take a detour in order to avoid the Florida traffic, which sounded like a great idea, except it turned out to be quite scary because we did this in the middle of the night and the roads we drove on were not exactly driver friendly. There were no rest stops, there were no McDonald's on the way. The guys in my car started to get worried that we were lost. And then Lenny Kravitz came on the air, and it was the first time that I had ever heard this song. And it just had been released that week on radio station. And when Lenny asked, Are you going to go my way? I said, I sure hope so. Even though things looked bad, I knew that Scott, being from Florida, would get us through. And he did. In our passage today, the writer talks about being lost, but that God is his guide and that God will lead him back to civilization and safety. From the shadow of the valley of death to the mountaintop of life, he has confidence that God will do what God has promised. Before there were maps, before there was GPS, and before there were apps, there was God. And the great thing is that God finds us and that God leads us out of trouble or stays with us if we happen to be in a good spot. Wherever we are, God is there, ready to sit or ready to guide. And when God asks if we're going to go his way, we can all say, Yes, we will. And that will do it for me this week. Thank you for watching. I will be back on Monday with another edition of God's Minute. Until then, you take care and God bless. I invite you to come worship with us on Sunday mornings at 9 for our praise service and 11 a.m. for our traditional Lutheran service. Both services are held in the sanctuary and feature Holy Communion. Gluten-free wafers and grape juice are available if you need those items. If you are fully vaccinated, masks are not required. If you feel more comfortable wearing a mask, that is perfectly fine. If you have not been vaccinated, masks are required. If you cannot attend our worship services in person, the 11 a.m. service is streamed live on our YouTube channel. We also welcome you to come to our drive-through communion from 12:15 to 12:35 in the St. Paul's parking lot. You can pick up the latest issue of Christ in Our Home when you come for worship and drive-through communion. We have both regular print and large print editions. These devotionals are free, and we welcome you to take one home to strengthen your faith in Christ. We invite you to support St. Paul's and our ministries through financial giving. You can give in several ways: online, text, check, cash, and drafting from your bank account. Your financial support helps bring God's grace to all. And at St. Paul's Lutheran Church, all means all.